We are now into the January transfer window for our Juventus save, where we are trying to change them from a bunch of old men to a bunch of young kids, and hopefully a team that is going to be superb for Juve going forward in the future. We have brought in 4 new players so far in January, but we don't have any transfer budget. So I'm not expecting anybody else to come in. We'll take a look at the new signings first and then have a look to see how things have gone in between episodes, because we played about 4 matches as well. First up, 2 players have joined the club from other teams in Italy, and this is because they were out of contract and they look like they might have some potential, so they haven't cost a huge amount of money. Alessio Riccardi has come in from Latina, which I don't think is their name. Who are Latina? They are called Latina. He's come in. He's not cost a huge amount, £52,000. Also, Michael Petito has signed from Sassuolo, who are apparently our feeder club. I'm not quite sure about that, but he has joined as well, £1.2 million. Definitely one for the future. Also joining the club is Tobias Gullikson, signed from Stormgardets. Could be their name, I'm not quite sure. He has not cost a huge amount of money, £2.3 million. I think he's going to be a very good player for the future. He is sat in our first team, but he's most likely going to be playing games for the under-23s, or even the B team. I think the B team technically play in a league, so I might drop him down to the B team so he can absolutely destroy, I think it's Series C or something like that. So yeah, that might be what happens with him. And finally, we've also spent some reasonably big money on Rooney Bardgaji. I don't know. He's called Rooney. We're just going to call him Rooney. He is joined from Copenhagen, formerly of Malmo. He has cost £8.5 million, which is probably too much money. He has already played for us, getting an assist as well. Rooney's probably going to be playing some amount of first-team football, and that's because we kind of sold some people as well. Juan Cuadrado has left the club on a free transfer, signing for Manchester City, and he's not the only one to sign for the blue side of Manchester, because Angel Di Maria has also joined Man City for £2.5 million. This might have been a mistake, because he's obviously very, very good, but he's also 34 years old, nearly 35. So we've got some money in, we've got his huge salary off the books as well. We have also sold Daniel Regani to Sevilla for about £4.5 million. This, again, might be a mistake, but he wasn't playing. He genuinely was not playing for us because of all the new signings that we've made. Regani was kind of deemed surplus to requirements, and for getting nearly £5 million from him, it's not bad money. There's also a whole load of other players, more fringe players, and some youngsters as well leaving the club on various transfer deals. Nobody really of any excitement, I think. I mean, Gatti, I guess. Gatti, 24 years old, signing for Lille. Maybe shouldn't have done that one. He does technically fit the bill for good youngsters. But again, he wasn't playing, much like Regani. And in between episodes, we have played 5 games so far, 4 league matches. We lost against Bologna. Following the Qatar World Cup, we lose against Bologna 3-2. We should have won. We really should have won, but we just could not seem to find that cutting edge to get in front of them. We beat Monza, or Brianza, beat them 3-1, beat Salernitana 4-0, beat Pisa 5-3 in the Cup, which is a bit of a weird one, then beat Sampdoria 3-0. Today then, Roma, Fiorentina, and maybe Sassuolo, but because we spent a bit of time talking about transfers, might just be 2 matches in this one. For match number 1 of the episode then, up against Roma at home, it is going to be Hedl in goal, Wrench, Bremer, Danso and Vigna in defence, McKennie and Locatelli in midfield, Chiesa, Kostic, Vlahovic and Milik up front. You might have spotted, there is a little TRN next to Milik. We are signing Milik on a permanent deal for £6 million. And yes, he goes against the plan of under-25s, but hear me out, he's very good at football, and also he costs £6 million. We could potentially sell him next season in January or even at the end of next season for easily twice that amount of money. So it's an investment as well, right? So after our little blip at the start of January against Bologna, we have been on an undefeated run. Roma, however, haven't been doing particularly great. 1 loss and 4 draws. They haven't won in their last 5 games, so they've not won this calendar year just yet. This is a very winnable game, and I think if we lose it, the board and the fans are not going to be best pleased. Vigna with a free kick for us. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Kostic isn't going to manage to get there. Maybe he is. Plays it across to Vlahovic. It's 1-0. 17 goals so far this season. We are halfway through the season. Vlahovic makes it 1-0 against Roma. Ibanez with a free kick for Roma. 8 minutes on the clock. We're putting the pressure on. Chris Smalling collects it. Plays it across Ibanez once again. Wijnaldum almost gets tackled by Weston McKennie, but they've still managed to hold on at the moment. Pellegrini across Dybala's effort finds its way past Nicholas Hedl. It's 1-1. Pellegrini with a free kick now as well. It goes just over the bar. If we win this game, we will move up to second place in the table, apparently, We'll move ahead of Sassuolo and Inter. We'll obviously still be behind Napoli, but we will still be in that title fight, which is where we want to be. Rui Patricio with a goal kick for Roma. He's well out of goal. Vlahovic finds Milik. Tries to get some space for himself. It's fallen for Vlahovic, who manages to lose the ball. Chiesa collects it. Now Vlahovic again. 3 in the box. He's gone for an effort himself. Rui Patricio can easily come out, hold on to that. No highlight has happened so far, so something still might be taking place. We're still only 27 minutes in. It's Wrench with the ball. It's Vlahovic now. Right-hand side is Chiesa, back to Wrench, who for some reason they keep saying I should be playing as a left-back. I don't know why. Like, he's as good as a left-back as he is a right-back. Locatelli's ball through is nowhere near Milik. Maybe it was? I'm not sure what happened there. Milik scored. It's 2-1. I don't know what went on. Now let's try and study the replay and see what actually happened. So, I can't even remember what happened here. So, Locatelli steals the ball, plays it on the ground. Smalling kicks it into Ibanez, which flicks into the air, and then Milik just instinctively volleys it past the keeper, and we take the lead again. So far, looking at the match stats and the scoreline, goalkeepers don't save anything at the moment. We've had 2 shots on target, scored twice. They've had 1 shot on target and scored once. So, yeah, goalkeepers just don't seem worthwhile at the moment. McKennie with the ball to Wrench down the line towards Chiesa. It's nowhere near him. The idea there from Wrench was just a bad one, wasn't it? Wijnaldum plays it all the way back to Chris Smalling. Is he going to be Italian at some point soon? Because I feel like he's been in Italy now for like 5 seasons, hasn't he? Dybala collects it. Ball upfield towards Tammy Abraham. He's in on goal. Sends it past the keeper. It's 2-2. Goalkeepers don't save anything. And that was the last action of the first half. There have been 4 shots on target and 4 goals. Thrash arms, not good enough. Try and fire some people up. Defensively, those numbers are awful, aren't they? 6-3s across the board. I say across the board. Wrench and Danso on 6-5. 6-3 for Vigna and Bremer. Heddle's on a 6-5 as well. Vigna collects it back to the Austrian keeper. Vigna again, back to Heddle. Right-hand side is Wrench. Loads and loads of space and time. And just decides to pass it rather than run. And even do a little walk with the ball. McKennie loses out to Cristante. And now Roma, very early on in the second half, is literally the first highlight. Heddle saved something. He's actually saved something, everybody. We are going to see the corner, though. Pellegrini's the man to take it. Right-footed from the left-hand side. Good header clear from Locatelli. Dybala's going to keep this one alive. Wijnaldum's blocked. McKennie heads clear. Locatelli gets it clear further. And now we've got a chance, hopefully, of our own. It is Chiesa with it to Wrench. Now McKennie crosses it into Kevin Danso of all people. Locatelli long-range effort and just whistles past the post. Roma are starting to play better than us in the sense that they're having a lot more shots. But we are starting to, I guess, defend them well. Vigna's on a 6-2 though. I think that's going to be Vigna's day done. Danilo's going to come on. Do we do any other changes? I mean, I'm looking at the defence. Wrench is having a poor game, so De Sciglio's also going to be coming on. And Chiesa can come off for Rooney as well. Why not? Let's give Rooney a run out. I think Chiesa can't play a full 90 anyway, so probably not a bad idea to take him off. Roma with the ball. Ibanez with it. In towards the middle. In the centre circle is Wijnaldum. Left-hand side is Spinazzola. De Sciglio's in front of him. We're not closing down quick enough, though. It's now Wijnaldum. Kostic can steal that ball away. We've seen nothing of Kostic, really, have we? Apart from the first highlight. He's going for a run. Plays it backwards. Weird pass. Rooney's control is horrendous. And did somebody just teleport across the pitch? I swear somebody just teleported across the pitch. We've also... Obviously, Roma have just scored as well. We're getting VAR. I hope that doesn't count. I mean... We don't see them teleport across the pitch, but I swear they teleported. The goal has counted, and I'm going to have to look at that back through the edit because... I don't know what happened. I swear they teleported. The board are not going to be happy with this result. The fans are not going to be happy with this result. Rooney's got the ball. Plays it forward straight into Chris Smalling. Don't be four. Zaniolo's ball forward. Dybala's in on goal as well. Heddle saves it with his face by the looks of it. Danilo can keep that ball in. Clear it upfield. And that's it. The full-time whistle goes. Roma, in the second half, were just better than us. They were just better than us. We were not very good. Defensively was appalling. That was an appalling performance defensively. Up front, going forward, was actually very good, apart from Rooney. I'm genuinely worried what the board and the fans are going to say, because we're in a very big club. And when you have big clubs, fan power normally kind of has a very strong sort of influence. So the board are on a C, the fans are on a C+. Okay, it's not terrible. It's not terrible at the moment. The supporters actually don't mind us losing against rivals, but they just want us to finish ahead of them in the table. So we're challenging for the league, that's fine. Finishing above Roma, we are still ahead of them. Finish above Napoli, unlikely they're currently top of the table, but, you know, it's still possible. Finish above Inter. I think we're joint on points or very close to Inter Milan, so that one there, they're okay with that one. Become the most reputable team in the world and Italy. Yeah, give it time. That's the plan of the save, just not right away. It is transfer deadline day, and as I mentioned at the start of the episode, we've got no transfer budget, basically. We don't have any transfer budget. We've got some wage budget, so we can't move anything about there either. We've got £270,000 to spend. However, we do have some players attracting interest. Dani Ceballos is most likely leaving going to Tigres because we just don't play him. Danilo is 31. And he's attracting interest in some very big teams. Moretti, I don't want to get rid of Moretti. Vlahovic, also, I don't want to get rid of Vlahovic, but he's worth a lot of money and getting paid a fair amount as well. We could get rid of Vlahovic, which is a questionable decision, and maybe bring in somebody else. Right, first bit of news then, and PSG want to loan Danilo. They are going to pay money for him. So they're going to pay 1.1 million for the loan regardless. Then maybe 9 million if they win Ligue 1, which it's PSG. Let's face it, we're getting that £9 million, aren't we? I mean, it's not awful, is it? Can you pay a bit more of his wages? Can you do that? So it's 1.5 million. No, you don't. I don't know whether I want to do that. I'd rather just sell you. Right, it's rejected. It is rejected. Also, Mourinho, I think, wants to loan Sturgeon. Maybe. I'm weirdly okay with that. Oh, marvellous. So Ceballos has rejected the Tigres contract, so he's staying for a little bit longer. He's not playing because he's not a defensive midfielder. He's actually quite good. With 7 hours to go, we've made our first signing, and it's nobody particularly exciting. It's a youngster called Thomas Sandon, signed from Vicenza. He has cost us about £40,000. He's one for the future. He was out of contract in the summer. He's just going to play for our reserves for a little bit. And at the end of the day, when the window shuts, that was it. We had a very uneventful January transfer window. I was expecting to see a lot more interest of some loans and things like that coming in towards the end of the window, but nothing really happened. We shifted off some high earners in the shape of Di Maria and Cuadrado. We brought in some decent youngsters with Rooney and Gullikson. We didn't have the money to spend, so arguably it's what you'd expect from our January. In the summer, what we expected to have to spend? 22 million. Think that might be a bit higher, assuming we can qualify for the Champions League as well. So I thought I'd play the Fiorentina game off camera, and it was eventful, to say the least. We lose the match after extra time. We score in the first minute. Keane then gets sent off in the 20th minute. We then concede an equaliser in injury time on the 91st minute, and then in the 94th minute, Fiorentina take the lead, and we cannot get back into the game. It was upsetting. It was upsetting. It was emotional, but we are out of the Coppa Italia. Also, Paul Pogba has returned from his injury, and I don't know where to play him. I don't want to play him as a central midfielder. Arguably, I kind of don't need him. I played him as an inside forward in the last match, and he got a 6.2, so he's not very good. We're back in league action then, up against Sassuolo, one of our feeder teams, one of our millions of feeder teams, because that's how it works in Italy. It is going to be Perrin in goal, Wrench, Bremer. It's not Perrin in goal. Why have I put Perrin in goal? We'll do this. It should be Heddle in goal. We're playing him as often as we possibly can. Heddle, Wrench, Bremer, Danso, and Danilo in defence. McKennie and Fagioli in midfield. Chiesa and Pogba on the wings. Keane and Vlahovic this time leading the lines. Milik drops to the subs bench. Chiesa and Pogba on the wings is a questionable decision. Oh, Chaser's fine. Pogba, I want to get something out of him. Now, you'd hope this is a winnable game, but then again, the same thing could be said against the Roma match and the Fiorentina game as well. They're winnable games. And the Bologna match, which we obviously played at the start of the new year. So it's not the easiest of fixtures. Sassuolo, I think, are a decent side. They're second. They're ahead of us in the table. What am I talking about? For some reason, I thought Sassuolo were going to be like mid-table. But no, they're second. Milan are mid-table. Milan and Roma mid-table. Italy's strange. Italy is very strange when it comes to their league. It's also very strange when it comes to this match because nothing is happening. It's a free kick for Sassuolo. Kevin Danso clears it. Paul Pogba runs forward with the ball with the captain's armband. Plays it forward. Moise Keane collects it. He runs direct towards goal and somehow misses. How have you missed that? Bremer wins the headed effort for us. Fagioli to Danilo. It is 33 minutes on the clock. Pogba collects it on the left-hand side. Fagioli can't quite get there. And now Sassuolo, Pinamonti in towards goal. Header was well off his line, but luckily for us, Pinamonti puts his effort wide. Like to point out that I believe Moise Kean's effort there was probably a 0.6 XG or something stupid like that, and he missed it. Vlahovic, curling effort. It's a good save from the keeper. Vlahovic gets another chance, does he? Don't know what's happened. We've got VAR or goal line technology. I assume it's not counted. It hasn't counted, and it's half-time. That's the first time I think I've ever seen goal line technology used in this year's FM. I don't like what I saw. We weren't very good. I'm thinking we take off Keane at some point very soon, like very early on in the second half, and bring on Milik. It is Ferrari with a free kick. It's an awful free kick. Vlahovic with the ball, should score, does score. Ferrari has to take all the blame for that one. We've got very lucky if that's all it takes to win. The commentary blamed the keeper. The commentary blamed the keeper. It's not the keeper's fault. It's definitely the defender. Also, why was the defender taking that free kick, playing everybody on side? All in all, that goal was just an awful mistake from Sassuolo. Whoever decided to make the defender take that free kick was just stupid. Keane's in on goal here, crosses it, Vlahovic is there, can't get his shot away cleanly. It's saved and cleared. Danilo's throw. 54th minute, Fagioli to Danilo. It's Keane, headed effort goes over the bar. I think, Keane, your day might be done very, very soon. Although you now are on a 6.8. On the hour mark, we've got Sassuolo with a free kicked effort. I was about to do my subs, but we'll see what comes from this highlight instead. Crosses it in, Pinamonti's there, he's at the underside of the bar, and Kevin Danso can clear the ball. The highlight hasn't ended. The ball's gone off for, I assume, a throw, but we're going to do some changes. Rooney's going to come on for Chiesa. I should probably bring off Pogba as well, shouldn't I? Kostic is going to come on. Do we do any other changes? Keane as well, why not? We'll do Keane for Code George, why not? And because the ball's gone off for a throw, they should happen now. They do happen straight away, that's good. Immediately, Code George has come on and he's on a 7.1. He's not done anything. We've not seen any highlights. He's just come on and he's suddenly got match rating that's really good. So if we end up winning this game thanks to that just awful goalkeeping and defending, we will move up into second place. Napoli have themselves a game in hand. We've got a corner. Kostic takes it. It's towards Code George. It's cleared. Kostic keeps this one alive though. To Bremer. Now Fagioli outside the area. I thought he was going to go for a shot. Code George goes for a shot instead. Rooney collects it on the ground. Fagioli this time. His effort is into the bottom corner. Rooney with the assist. 2-0 at home against Sassuolo. Surely this is 3 points in the bag now. I have just seen Wrench is injured. Not ideal. De Sciglio's going to come on. We're also going to do... I mean, we've got injuries and fitness concerns all over the place, haven't we? Danilo's just gone as well. We're going to bring on Sturgio as a left back, because we've got like 5 minutes left to play. I don't know what's happened to our fitness. I imagine we've just had a lot of games in a short amount of time, and that's probably caused the issues. Ferrari with the ball. Is he going to pass it straight to one of our players? He does not do it this time. Sassuolo coming forward. Hedl with a sensible kick upfield. Kostic isn't going to quite get there. Berardi, he goes for a run, crosses it towards Pinamonti, and it... Was that an effort? Was that a shot? I thought that might have been a pass. Still not quite done. We've got seconds, literally seconds. De Sciglio finds Fagioli. McKennie goes for an effort over the bar. Full-time whistle goes. It's a 2-0 win against Sassuolo. Good performance, good result as well in the end. Arguably, we should have scored more. I am now very concerned about the fitness of all of our players. We've got Torino and Milan in very, very short succession. So we have a lot of players who need to have a rest. We're also missing Wrench now because he's twisted his knee. Not ideal. So looking at the squad, sorting by condition, we've got Danilo, Bremer, McKennie, Vlahovic, Danso and Pogba, who are all not in the best condition, but shape-wise or sharpness-wise, they're actually looking okay. So maybe they just kind of ran themselves into a ground a little bit. That is going to do it for this episode. Apologies, only 2 matches for this episode. Next episode, we are going to go forward to the Champions League game. So it will be Sporting twice, and it will be one of these 3 matches. I'm going to go with Verona, because I feel like that's the more fun of the matches for some reason. I feel like we should be able to win that. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll be back next time with more Juventus. I've also got a World Cup save in the works. It's not quite done yet. I'm kind of planning everything at the moment. That is going to be happening very, very soon with a slight twist. So we're not just going to try and win the World Cup. We're going to do it with a little bit of a twist as well. I've got plans for building a nation saves. I've got plans for all sorts of saves. So if you are enjoying that or potentially anything else, do subscribe to the channel as well. I'll be back next time with more Juventus. And we'll be in the Champions League. Thanks for watching.